What's up, Real Talk fam? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk with Steven and Cam, where we keep it 100. Obviously, you're seeing us on YouTube right now. Well, if you are on YouTube, you're seeing us. The audio is also available on all podcast platforms. But this is our first YouTube episode. How you feel about that, Cam?
I'm excited.
You excited? You excited? This is honestly the first time that y'all have seen us. Honestly, the first time y'all have seen us, and honestly, the first time that we've recorded in the same studio together. Usually through Zoom and FaceTime and live and other stuff. But you're gonna get much more of this because we started YouTube, so we're gonna go ahead and go through with it. So we hope you enjoy it. Got anything else to say about that?
We got shirts now.
Oh yeah, we got shirts. Shirts just came in. We're probably not gonna do every episode with these shirts on, but we just wanted to pull them out, show y'all for the first episode. I had some pride with it. Gotta have some pride with it, but
pride.
I
paid money for it. But if you do want a shirt, you can always Cash App us.
Yes.
And I will order you a shirt.
Which we will set up soon.
Or you can Cash App me privately. Yeah. Don't worry, I'm not going to steal from y'all. I got a job.
But moving into what we've been doing this summer, I know the last episode we dropped was about the draft with our boy Luke. But
shout out,
Luke.
Yes, sir.
Shout out Winslow Media has been doing good things this summer. But we've also been doing some things ourselves. If you haven't already seen
the shirts.
Oh yeah.
Buy you a shirt.
Not just the shirts, Cam. We're gonna tell them what we've been doing. We went to the Falcons practice. If you haven't already seen, we got some interviews with some good Falcons people. Of course, we're Atlanta based. We both went to high school in Atlanta, and live in Atlanta. So our favorite NFL team is the Atlanta Falcons. So we went ahead and took a look at their first practice open to the public. That was at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and we got some pretty good interviews. We got
Grady Jarrett,
Harry Douglas, Felipe Franks.
Yeah, and many more.
Yeah, many more. We wanted to get an interview with Desmond. We wanted to get an interview with Desmond Ritter, but we couldn't. He came up to us and said that he couldn't do interviews. I don't know if that's because of the whole quarterback thing, with everything going on, but between him and Marcus Mariota. But we were definitely going to probably ask if he thought he was going to start or not. So that's probably our reason. We didn't see Marcus. We saw his family though, and then we saw young Ray Koo. We saw Kyle Pitts.
You saw a lot of good folks. If y'all want to see who else we saw and everything, go follow us on TikTok because it's on there. And the interviews are on the Instagram.
Follow us on TikTok. The interviews are on Instagram. The Grady Jarrett interview is on TikTok right now. That's another thing. But,
Oh, yeah, and the Harry Douglas one is on Instagram too.
Yeah, all of them are on Instagram, but just Grady Jarrett's on TikTok right now. Did a little flashback Friday, even though I posted on Saturday. It's a little flashback Friday for y'all. But moving on to NFL news that has hit this week and beyond. Zach Wilson. I'm sorry, Zach Wilson. That's some stuff right there. So for people who don't know, I mean, it's a drop this week, but for people who don't know, Zach Wilson, his girlfriend kind of
exposed him
for getting with one of his mom's friends. And Cam, the whole spiel on Instagram, right?
I guess.
You guess? Go ahead.
Well, basically, if you haven't heard, his girlfriend, Zach Wilson's girlfriend, broke up with him for allegedly cheating, and somebody hopped in her comments and they were like, she the real homie hopper, because not only did she break up with him, she ended up going out with his best friend, who was his receiver at BYU and is now a receiver for the Washington Commanders, if I'm not mistaken. And then she responded with, no, he the real homie hopper because he was sleeping with his mom's best friend. So then Zach Wilson comes back and he posts on his Instagram.
I'm trying to pull it up right now.
He posted a picture on his Instagram talking about he was out on a team trip in Idaho. He didn't have no service, and then he gonna comment what's been going on.
Right. Yeah, he said, here's the exact comment he said, took the boys to Gaza Ranch Club in Idaho before camp. Poor soul service. What I miss. So obviously that's a goated comment because he knows what he...
Goated!
That's what he knows what he missed. But it's a goated comment because not only...
What? Why do we have to use the word goat so loosely? Everything is not a goat. It's just not.
Well, let's just
it's
say
a good comment.
Yeah, it's a good comment.
It's a great caption. It's a caption. That's what it's called.
Let's just say it's a good caption.
A great caption.
For a situation that really didn't need to be
fueled anymore.
Yeah, it was fueled by because she didn't want to seem like the homie hopper, but she only made him look better. Right?
No.
What you mean though? What you mean though?
Sleeping with your mama's best friends? That's disgusting.
I mean, it depends
nasty.
on who the friend is.
Old lady?
Nah. We don't know what Zach Wilson's mom's
He already
friend looks
said
like.
he like older women. He said that before he was getting drafted.
No. Well, I don't know.
It's old lady.
So if he said that, I don't know why his girlfriend didn't see nothing like this coming. I don't know why she wouldn't see something like this coming, but yeah, that's some stuff right there. Oh my god. But moving on to the NFL, we got Baker Mayfield who's joined the Carolina Panthers.
I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that. As a Falcons fan, I'm happy about that. Because one thing about Baker Mayfield, just like Cam Newton, he gonna throw some picks.
But I think
Atlanta fans, get ready. Pick 6 coming your way.
But I think
your way.
But I think it's gonna implode because Robbie Anderson don't even like him. He didn't even want him to come.
No, that's not true. He was being a good teammate. I believe that.
To Sam Darnold?
Yeah. I believe that. Mm-hmm. Because think about it. If you got a starting quarterback and it's rumors of another quarterback coming to your team, and Sam Darnold, he had a pretty good season outside of the O-line was trash. Christian McCaffrey was never healthy. The defense, they were good early on in the season, and they fell off.
That just sounds like a whole lot of excuses to why it wasn't his fault, and it
was his first year in the system. You got to give him benefit of the doubt. No. For year number one, you got to give them benefit of the doubt.
Year number one, he's been getting the benefit of the doubt when he was at Jets. Now the Jets uprooted him, so he goes to a place.
Well, the Jets were never good.
That's a little step higher.
The Jets were never good.
But still.
The Jets were never good. Let's not play like the Jets were good.
But the Panthers were in a better situation than the Jets.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they're in a better situation. So why couldn't he thrive in a better situation?
Well, it's hard to thrive.
If the excuse in the Jets was his situation, why couldn't he thrive in a better situation?
Hey, the situations are not all the same. The situation in Carolina is different than the situation with the Jets. The Jets situation was poor ownership, poor leadership with coaching staffs and general manager, front office people, poor teammates, and they didn't have as much talent. Carolina is a different situation where they have decent ownership, decent leadership. They just weren't able to be healthy in terms of the field aspects of everything. The Jets were just a bad organization altogether.
But still,
it's two different situations.
Still, in terms of quarterback play,
all those play a factor.
I think Baker Mayfield is going to win the job out easily because Panthers ownership said there's going to be a competition, but I think Baker Mayfield will be the starting quarterback for the Panthers.
And you also got to remember they drafted Matt Corral too.
Yeah,
and they still got what's the black kid from? He played in the XFL. PJ Walker. He's still there too.
Yeah, but I do think
they probably trade one of them or cut them.
Probably, but I think Baker Mayfield's going to win that job easily. And
I don't know. I guess that shoulder look.
Robbie Anderson is going to have to.
I hope Baker Mayfield play.
Is going to have to.
I hope he plays.
Do it. I hope he plays too.
AJ Terrell going to pick him off 5 times.
Plays too.
Five times in the game.
I honestly thought
that's the first one we play him, and then we play him on Thursday night. Casey Hayward going to pick him off 4 times.
Before the Steelers drafted Kenny Pickett, I thought they were going to get.
I would like that. I would like that move for him.
Who? Baker?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I mean they were looking for.
I didn't healthy.
But I didn't think they were gonna go with a rookie quarterback in the draft. I thought they were gonna just work with.
But they want to take all the baggage.
Yeah,
baggage.
But any quarterback in this year's draft, which we already covered in our previous episodes, if you want to see it, But any quarterback in this draft was going to be a project. Just like how the Falcons got Desmond
Yeah,
Ridder.
no. I'm not talking about project. I'm talking about baggage. When Baker Mayfield joins your team, you're dealing with media. All media. Twitter, Instagram, ESPN.
But that can be
NFL.com.
that can be a good or bad thing. If you are bringing Baker Mayfield to a small market team, and of course he's going to bring all that, like Carolina. Let's say Carolina really hasn't been a profitable media team since Cam Newton's days, really. And then now you bring another quarterback back who has the eye for the media, who goes on podcasts, who talks to different people, and also week one. What is the week one game, Cam? It's the Panthers versus who? Cleveland. So that's another storyline that the media is going to eat up, and plus you have that. So the Panthers are about to become a big market team once again. Well, not a big market team, but it's going to add to their marketability.
I don't know if they can see it on the YouTube thing, but the light is flickering.
Yeah, we having some flickering lights, but it doesn't look like it's.
The light is not that bad.
It's not that. Yeah,
this chocolicity.
It's just a little flash.
Chocolicity flowing on your screen.
Yeah, it's a little flash right here. You might see it flash a little bit, just addressing that.
But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Baker Mayfield adds marketability to the Panthers. Whether people like it or not.
No, he does. He does have he has his brand.
Yeah.
His brand is valuable.
Right.
But it's just if things don't go well, Baker's going to result to probably making a public outcry for something.
Probably.
And then you got to deal with that.
Right.
And that can either depending on what he says, that can either help your locker room, or that can hurt your locker room.
Right.
8 times out of 10, when people do stuff like that, it hurts the locker room.
Right.
But we'll see. But it's the Panthers, so I hope it hurts the locker room. I'm just saying, Falcons fan.
Hope it hurts. So, and speaking of NFL, I saw a video of Russell Wilson working out today, and he looks better than ever. How do you think the Broncos are going to fare this season coming up?
I think the Broncos are going to be a playoff team. I don't know about Super Bowl contender, but they'll definitely be a playoff team.
Right.
Their biggest problem is their division. They got to play against Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Derek Carr, and the defenses are a lot better, except for Kansas City. Kansas City defense is not that good. But Chandler Jones and Max Crosby in Vegas, Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa in L.A., they going to have...
I think the team in that division that's going to make the biggest leap is the Chargers because, like you said, they just added Khalil Mack to the defense. Justin Herbert is looking better than ever,
and they had a really good draft.
Yeah, so I think they must make a leap. If they don't make a leap, then
it's a bust.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a bust season because no one expects the Chargers to make it to the Super Bowl. If they don't make it to the Super Bowl or playoffs.
If they don't make it to an AFC Championship game, it's a bust season.
I don't know about that because I wholeheartedly expect Joe Burrow to be back in the AFC Championship game. I do. I think Joe Burrow's going to be back.
I didn't say win it. I just said make it. Appearance. I didn't need an appearance.
Because
every year, the Chargers are competitive, and we give them benefit of the doubt. Ooh, they just need to make this move. They just need to make this move. Well, this is the season that they done made the moves. They done spent money. They got the DB from New England signed with them. J.C. Jackson signed with them.
Yeah.
They got Khalil Mack. They kept Derwin James. They got Asante Samuel, who's a young, pretty good corner. The offense is pretty solid. Like, this is the time they're gonna have to do it. They're gonna have to, or it's a bust.
Right. Well,
it's a bust. Kansas City's not as good as they used to be. They don't got to face Tyreek Hill no more. I agree. I'll take it down a notch. It may not be a bust, but it's definitely going to be like, they had the pieces in place. And that's the same thing with the Raiders. The Raiders going to be, I think that might be a bust. The Raiders going
to be a bust? Yeah. Well, I mean,
I just don't know their defense.
It just depends on how they react to adversity well. I know they got taken out of the playoffs way earlier than they think they should have, but they were facing a pretty good Joe Burrow team, so Bengals team. So, I mean, we'll see what the Raiders do. I don't really have too many expectations for the Raiders, to be honest.
You don't?
No. I don't have.
I'm telling you, 3 out of the 4 teams in that division should make the playoffs. 3 out of the 4.
Mm-hmm.
All 3 of them should be in the playoffs. There's no excuse for Derek Carr, Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, Chandler Jones, Max Crosby on the defensive side. There's no need for them not to make a wild card. You got the Chargers. There's no need for them not to be a wild card team. Denver. There's no reason for them not to be a wild card team.
But I have higher expectations for a team like Denver because they got the pieces.
Why?
They just got their quarterback.
Why?
They needed a quarterback.
But why
you
is
thought
that,
Drew Lock was going to lead them to the playoffs?
But why is it higher expectations?
No, I'm not saying Super Bowl, but at least they don't.
A wild card. That's the same thing. A postseason appearance. Because they're not going to win the division. I don't think they'll win the division.
They need to be able to win the postseason. I don't expect them to be too.
I don't expect that. For a team that hasn't been in the postseason, I'm not gonna sit here and say you need to win a postseason game.
Nah,
they're going to make the postseason.
I feel like,
and then once you make it, then
grabbing a quarterback like Russell Wilson makes you feel like you need to win a postseason game this season. I wouldn't grab. And that's the case. I would grab a young quarterback that has promise, and I have other team members that have promise, and then be like, listen, in the next 2 to 3 years, we need to get to the playoffs, and then after those 3 years, we need to win the playoff game. And after those 3 years,
3 years,
well, maybe not 3 years. After two, maybe 2, but
2 max.
So I said 2 to 3 first, but in those 2 to 3 years, we gotta get a divisional playoff appearance, and after that, AFC Championship, and then boom, Super Bowl. But you got a quarterback like Russell Wilson, who's been to the dance multiple times, who's been to the playoffs numerous amounts of times, who's played in big games, who knows how to lead a team. You want to win now. So that means that my expectations and the expectations in that locker room and the front office is that they want to make it. I feel like their expectation is making it to the AFC Championship game. I say just winning a playoff game, making it, getting some, propelling themselves a little bit. But I don't think they're going to make it to the Super Bowl. But I think they should win 1 or 2 playoff games at least.
We'll see, child.
That's what I think. Going around the league of the NFL. I just want to say this is kind of fun having it on the camera and everything.
You just like looking at yourself. Anyways, the next topic is gonna be real quick. Let's talk about the MLB All-Star game real quick.
All right, let's talk. MLB isn't too much of my expertise, you know what I'm saying? But I can talk about it a little bit. Go Braves! Like I said, I'm a true Georgia boy. I like Falcons. I like the Bulldogs. I like the Braves. I like the Hawks. Atlanta Dream. The
Georgia Swarm.
That's the lacrosse team, right? Yeah, Georgia Swarm, the lacrosse team. Atlanta United. All of that. Atlanta United won a championship when I was a senior in high school. Braves just won World Series. Huh?
You old.
I know I'm old. The Braves just won the World Series, and we about to repeat. But yeah, let's talk about a little MLB All-Star game. Let's talk about it.
Repeat back to back. Okay. It's not much to talk about. What y'all really know is that the Braves now have 6 All-Stars, and they tie the Yankees for the most All-Star players selected to play in the game. And yeah, that's all you need to know.
That's all we need to know.
Oh, I think Ronald Acuna is in the home run derby.
I think Ronald Acuna is gonna win that thing.
I don't know. Pete Alonso is gonna be. Pete Alonso is pretty good.
Like I said,
and the interesting thing is like the Braves and the Mets have this rivalry thing, right? And the first round of home run derby is Braves versus Mets because you got Pete Alonso going against Ronald Acuna in the first round. So that's going to be really entertaining to watch.
And speaking of the Braves, and this can just attain not just because we love the Braves so much, but
because I do love the Braves.
But just speaking,
I do love the Braves.
Just speaking from young talent, Michael Harris has really done good.
Oh, Rookie of the Year
coming in. Honestly,
him and Spencer Strider.
Honestly.
Mustache.
Honestly, because I just saw
it's a 2-man race.
Yeah, I was just on SportsCenter the other night, and I saw him. He was number 4 in the top 10, and he made a play from the outfield, throwing the ball, throwing someone out from the outfield all the way to home.
And that was his second time doing it.
Yeah.
Well, I think the first time it didn't count.
It didn't count.
I can't remember who they played against the first time he did that, and then I think it happened last night or 2 nights ago. And he got the out. So, yeah. Michael Harris, they call him Money Mike. And then, when he hits a home run, his little celebration is like he had Magic City.
Oh, really?
He do like that. He make it rain on him.
Okay.
He from DeKalb County.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, homegrown. And then Spencer Strider, yeah, that boy, gas. That man be throwing straight fire. But yeah, that really was just a shout out to the Braves. It wasn't even much about the MLB because we don't really care about the rest of the MLB. You know why? Because it's Braves all day, every day, back to back.
But I think even with talking
Braves
about
Yankees World Series,
even with talking about the rest of the MLB, I think how far do you think the Mets are gonna go?
Oh, they're gonna Met.
Do you think
they're gonna Met?
They're gonna fizzle out like they usually
They're gonna
do?
Met. And it's gonna be a glorious day.
But people are saying this is, they're going a little
They
far
had a
playing
10
good.
and a half game lead before June 1st. 10 and a half.
But the Braves went on a tear. How many games they go without losing? Wasn't it like
15 to 14?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Braves
They're
went on a tear.
They're 32 and 10 in the month of from June to now. They're 32 and 10.
Oh really? So yeah.
And they cut the game. They cut it down to 2.5. It might be less than that. Well, no, because New York they've been winning their past couple games. Yeah. But they cut it down before the All-Star break. So right now, the Braves are in good position.
Okay. All right.
They're in good position. We're gonna be good. Yeah.
Okay.
For the A.
For the A.
Next on the schedule, talk a little NBA.
NBA. I love talking about the NBA. We can talk about a lot of things pertaining to the NBA. One thing is we never really got to formally address the NBA champs, Golden State Warriors, who a lot of people slept on. A lot of people slept on.
Congratulations.
Through the slept on through the season. If you remember, Kendrick Perkins and Dominique Foxworthy on TV. That's the thing that Steph was referring to when he said that people were saying that they were sleeping on him, or they were.
Oh, that's why you did that?
Yeah. Well, not this. It was something else. It was
Child, you don't know.
There was something. Well, they just said they weren't gonna win any championships. Oh no, they went like this. They were like.
That's why they did.
Yeah,
that?
It was like.
I thought that was like when they shoot the three and they go like that.
No. They said. No, they said they were going to win 0 championships in the next 5 years, and that was because of them losing Kevin Durant. But people forget that Steph is the reason that they won the first. That they won the first one.
I don't know who people is. I ain't never forget.
But people forget and think that Kevin Durant is the end all be all.
Speaking of Kevin Durant, let's talk about that. I'm just saying, let's talk about that garbage in Brooklyn.
Oh yeah.
So for those who haven't heard about the garbage in Brooklyn that's been there sitting outside for about 3-4 years now, Kyrie opted in to his contract to come back.
Right.
And literally the next day, KD requests for a trade.
I think it goes like this. I don't really fault Kevin Durant.
Me neither.
For
he should never went.
Yeah, I don't fault Kevin Durant for opting to asking for a trade, because when you think about it, the last two seasons where they've all played together. Remember the first season that they were together, they didn't get to play together because KD was hurt, and then Kyrie was kind of hurt throughout the season. Now the first season that they all played together, meaning him, KD, and Harden. Kyrie got hurt in the playoffs. Harden got hurt in the playoffs. They still made it to the second round. Made it to Game 7. Literally the only difference
was KD's toenails.
Yeah, was his big toe, and he was going out, and he made it 2 instead of 3.
Have the long toes.
he made it 2. He made 2 instead of 3. Now KD is like up to this point, except for the first year, and really in the first year, Kyrie played, but it wasn't like all of that. Up to this point, I've been doing the heavy lifting.
The point of the matter is this: Kyrie is a generational talent, but the man is not a champion. He's just not. He's not. He's a part of a championship team. Mm-hmm. He helped LeBron win the championship. Right. I can say he was a part of that whole championship. Mm-hmm. But let's think about Kyrie before LeBron. Let's think about Kyrie after LeBron. Before LeBron, no rings.
The whole point of him leaving
after LeBron, no rings.
The whole point of LeBron.
And now what? He trying to go back with LeBron to do what? Get a ring. God Almighty.
The whole point of him leaving LeBron was that he wanted to show that he could win without him.
And has he shown it?
He hasn't. I've said that for the longest though. That I said that Kyrie needs another leader on the court, another team.
And then now he just I'm on Steven A team when it comes to the Kyrie Steven A thing. Uh-huh. I'm with Steven A. It's hard for me to really root for somebody who don't show up to work.
True.
If you don't play, I can't back you because you're not giving me stuff to back up.
True. But that's a whole vaccine mandate thing.
Not even the vaccine mandate. He wasn't playing before the vaccine. I'm just calling a spade a spade. He don't show up to work. He don't.
Kyrie does have a frequency a tendency to
not show up. He be tired.
Kind of get out of jail.
And then instead of, wasn't he the same person that was at a birthday party?
Oh yeah, during COVID.
During COVID,
he had to sit out because of that.
Right. Doesn't that scream selfishness? Because if you get COVID, and you come back to your team with COVID, and now KD gets COVID, and your coach get COVID, and your bench players get COVID, everybody got COVID, and then what?
True.
Selfish.
It's true. But I feel like, and that being said, it doesn't take away from the player that he is. I just feel like the situation in Brooklyn, because when you look at it,
he's generational talent.
I mean, all this didn't happen until he went to Brooklyn. Think about it.
What didn't happen?
Like him not showing up. Like this didn't happen. Like the bulk of it. I know some of it happened.
The amount of games in each season.
Yeah,
okay,
I know some of it happened in Boston, and kind of towards the tail end of that. But it didn't. It didn't happen until, when he went to Brooklyn. In the words of Brian Windhorst, what's going on in Brooklyn?
Well, he said Utah.
I know Utah, but still, what's up with Utah? Because they just sending out everybody, and now I think Donovan Mitchell, he ain't going to the Knicks because Utah,
the only team
Utah asked for the whole team.
Except for RJ Barrett.
They asked for Quickly. They asked for Obi Toppin. They asked for a couple other names, and they asked for like 4 or 6 first-round picks.
I mean, it's worth it though if you're giving up. Because if they give up Donovan Mitchell, they don't have anybody. That means they're starting all the way.
But they just want. So
you got to get something in return that's going to equate to losing your franchise.
That's essentially 10 players. They essentially
have 10 players. That. You need if you give. It's like us giving up Trae Young to somebody. If we gonna give up Trae Young to somebody, I want a lot in return, so that way we can build off of his absence. If that makes sense.
True. Yeah, I want something. I want something equitable.
Listen,
but give me 2
closed mouths don't get fed.
Players. I think RJ Barrett plus Obi Toppin plus 2 first rounds would be good.
Yeah, that's you. That's why you're not the owner.
Would be good. RJ Barrett has potential. He's not the.
That's why you're not the general manager.
He's not the player. But I'm just saying.
Because think about it.
That's why he got declined.
But you got to remember.
That's why it's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
That's why it's got declined. Because giving up. Because I'm sure the Knicks will probably deal out RJ Barrett.
I'm just happy the Hawks didn't want to get Donovan Mitchell. I would hate that. That 2 small little dudes.
But that DeJounte Murray.
I like that pickup. I like that. That was really
a good
nice
pickup. But
Kevin Vaughn, we miss you.
Kevin, if you end up watching this or listening to this, I just want you to know that I wish you didn't leave.
He loves you.
We have so much potential. Like I said, I'm a Georgia boy, and like I said, this podcast doesn't focus specifically on Atlanta. But when Atlanta makes big trades, we're going to talk about it. And this trade was sending Kevin Huerter, one of their starters this season, one of their big contributors in the playoffs when we went to the Eastern Conference Finals, to Sacramento. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say it was a necessary trade. We got some defenders. We got some quick ball handlers, people who could relieve Trae, people who could help him on the defensive end because we know Trae Young isn't the best defensive player. But Kevin Huerter, I'm gonna tell you, if it isn't painfully obvious to anyone right now, the Atlanta Hawks have a blueprint of becoming the Golden State Warriors of Atlanta.
Ooh.
We got Trae Young, which is who? Steph Curry. Kevin Huerter was supposed to be who? Who, Cam?
Who was?
Klay Thompson. He was supposed to be Klay Thompson. And then we got.
It's okay, Kayvon. Be who
and
then
we
you
got,
are.
And then we got John Collins. John Collins, who he's not as much of a Draymond Green, but he's an athletic 4 who can run the 4 and if he enhanced on his, and he's one of the solidified leaders of the team, which is also what Draymond is.
He ain't going nowhere.
Who Draymond, you know, he's not a 3-point shooter, but if you need Draymond to hit a 3 every once in a while, he'll hit a 3. And
every
Draymond,
blue moon.
And Draymond will take you to the rim. He'll take you to the rim, and he plays defense.
He's a better shooter.
And exactly. So we got a better shooting Draymond, better shooting big. We got Clint, who originates from the first big that Golden State had, which was Andrew Bogut. And then we got
why do you say it like that? Oh God!
but we got Clint, who works in that pick and roll with Trey. So we got some good. Now you take Kev out, and then you got a good bench. The thing about the Warriors back then was they had a really good bench. They had Sean Livingston, Leandro Barbosa, Brandon Rush, Andre Iguodala, and much more.
Cook.
Yeah, Quinn Cook.
Yeah,
but that was in later years. That was in later years with KD and
yeah, but he was still nice.
He was nice.
They always had some nice bench.
He was nice. But I'll tell you right now, look at our bench. We got
Bogey.
We got Bogey, Bogdanovich, and we had Kevin. I guess but Kevin's gone. We got Jalen Johnson,
Onyeka Okongwu.
Oh yeah, Onyeka Okongwu, Sharif Cooker. We had Gallinari, but we traded him to get DeJounte Murray.
Do we want to say Sharif? Is he really going to be on the bench?
That's the question. That's the question.
The main question.
That's the main question with the Hawks. Is Sharif Cooper going to play?
Who's the other person?
Who's the other person? Well, right now we got both the Holiday brothers except for Drew.
Oh yeah, the Holiday people. They're going to be coming. The Holidays. Yep.
Holidays. We got what's that? AJ?
Oh, and we got the dudes from
we got kid from Duke.
He ain't playing.
He ain't gonna play. Well,
because we in summer league. He been out.
But he has something with his foot. I think he'll get a shot. I think he'll get a shot.
A cortisone?
I think he'll get a shot to play. But
oh
my God!
Talking about a cortisone.
A cortisone shot. He might get that. He might get that to play.
Because he hasn't played in summer league at all.
But Tyrese Martin, who just got signed to,
he'll play.
Sharif though. He'll play.
I want to see Sharif play.
I would like to see Sharif play too, because if you're a Hawks fan, you'll see that Sharif was shutting it down in G League games with the Skyhawks.
Yeah, Skyhawks and Colin Paul.
Another person who's been shutting it down in G League games and in Summer League games, LiAngelo Ball.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna admit I ain't watched LiAngelo Ball because he be stealing.
That's a
what Fantasia said? I had to take it down. I had to take it down because I'm tired.
No. LiAngelo, I don't see why any team. I don't see why any team is not giving him a shot.
Because he gonna steal.
No.
You know what they say? If you steal, you kill.
Nah.
Because he already skipped the lying part. Is if you lie, you steal, you kill.
I think the Hornets need to give him a legitimate shot of playing, because all this
Jordan probably scared
1 and 2 minute thing.
Clutch your pearls.
1 and 2 minute and pearls. I ain't even gonna say that. That's a baseball thing. But all this 1 and 2 minute thing that they're doing with him just doesn't seem like.
Well, hopefully, is he good on defense?
Yeah, I think
he must be, since he like to steal. That's a knee slapper. That was a good one. Steal the basketball, stealing.
Oh my
Get
God.
it, theft.
But let's move into let's move back into the trade situation with KD and
he's not going anywhere.
Well, let's just put it like this. So
he's not going anywhere.
There hasn't been no official reports that came out about where they're going.
Free that man.
But
free that man.
But word on the street is that LeBron has voiced that he's in support of a Kyrie trade between Kyrie and Russell. And what seemingly looks like, because honestly, if you want my honest opinion on what I think is going to happen with Kevin Durant isn't going anywhere, because I feel like
he's
locked in for what, 4
both of them locked in.
4 more years.
Neither one of them.
Kyrie's only locked in for 1 more year. But KD is locked in for 4 more years. I think that they're going to at least keep him for this year, and then or at least at the beginning of the season. Let's just put it like this: at the beginning of the season, Kevin Durant will be a Brooklyn Net. Now with Kyrie Irving, that remains to be seen, because I think Kyrie wants to go to Lakers, because like we said that he wanted to leave LeBron. He has also voiced later that the biggest mistake in his career was leaving LeBron
because he ain't never won nothing,
because he didn't win anything.
And now points. LeBron is in the Drew League thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie trying to join that too. That man is just all over LeBron. Give that man some space. Give him some space.
But Brooklyn, but Brooklyn ownership, they're not stupid. If they're gonna give up their
That
assets,
New York trade that Utah was asking for, that's what Brooklyn need to be asking for, and they would get that.
But let's put it like this: well, the asking price for Kevin Durant is they asked the Celtics and they wanted Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart.
But I'm saying you got to do that. You got to ask for that stuff.
But they wanted pretty much the whole team.
You got to ask for that.
And of course, the Boston Celtics would be like, no, we're not breaking up our whole team that just made it to the NBA Finals.
Yeah, they smart for that.
To go to Brooklyn. But some teams, but Kevin Durant, Word on the Street, of course, is that but word on the street is that he wants to go to my computer did these. But word on the street is that he wants to go to a contender. And
he ain't going to Phoenix because they probably going to resign DeAndre Ayton. Because DeAndre Ayton had got an offer. Actually, he got an offer from the Indiana Pacers. He had a offer sheet, and in the NBA with the offer sheets, right, the players can say that they'll have to alert ESPN that hey, so and so signed with this team, but the team that DeAndre Ayton currently is on, which is the Phoenix Suns, they had an opportunity to match the same amount of money that Indiana was able to give DeAndre Ayton, and that's what they did. So. Honestly, I didn't see that coming because I thought Phoenix was trying to get rid of DeAndre Ayton, but they decided to keep him. And
I saw it coming for the specific reason specific reason
college education
that DeAndre Ayton won the max. Phoenix didn't feel like that he deserved it, so
they still gave it to him.
Yeah, I know, because he kind of forced their hand. He was like, either this is what I want. So I signed with the Pacers. If you don't match it in 48 hours, then I'm gone. But this team is willing to give me this, so you better be willing to give me this. So they were like, all right, whatever. We still want you here. We just didn't want to edge you out for that much money, but it's whatever. We'll give it to you.
I hope it works out, but it's probably not. Yeah.
Another trade I want to highlight is the Utah trade, Rudy Gobert to Minnesota. So I read something online yesterday, and it said that Timberwolves have a chance to have 3 top 20 players on their team if Anthony Edwards makes the leap this season. So my question is Karl Anthony Towns a top 20 player? That's my question. Is Karl Anthony Towns should be a top 20 player?
Think about it like this though. It's 20, not 10.
Yeah, 20.
So he probably at like 19.
And then he might be 20, 21.
He could be 20. That's still top 20.
But I don't know.
Ant-Man probably like 25. Ant-Man probably like 25, maybe 22.
I don't know.
He probably on the outside looking in.
Because when you look at the Timberwolves, they made it out. They made it out the first round this year. But
I agree. Me personally, I'm not an easy person to I'm not an easy person to impress. Like in terms of rookies and all that stuff, I'm more of a person of what have you done for me lately type of guy, Like, have we won championships? Have we won multiple playoff games, a series, whatever it is? What have you done? And then after that makes me go, okay, maybe this person is top 20, top 5, top 10.
Well, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So how can they say, Rudy Gobert, what has he done in the playoffs?
Well, Rudy Gobert is multiple time defensive player.
Okay, so I'll give him that. Okay, so he's top 20 player. Okay, kind of forgot about that. I'll give him that. He's top 20 player. Okay, so you got Ant-Man and Karl Anthony Towns.
See, Ant-Man still got some work to do because
he's young. Ant-Man got some work to do. He's young. This was his second year, so it'll be his third year in the league. Can he make that league? I think he could.
He definitely can.
I think he could.
And he an actor now and everything. He was in that movie. Yeah.
Then Kermit.
Yeah. He can make that leap. And then you got Ant-Man and Catman. That's what I'm gonna call him for now.
Catman. But Karl Anthony Towns. My question is he a top 20 player?
I would say he's not lower.
You think lower half of the top 20? I don't know.
In terms of big man,
definitely,
and he can shoot.
I'd give him top 30 for sure.
Well, at that point, might just put him at 20.
But I'm just saying there's just a lot of players that you could consider ahead of him. Like honestly, and I'm just saying this.
You know what? How about
I'm just saying,
the next episode? Why don't we do us like a Stephen A's list?
True. Yeah, we could.
And we do our own list, and then we let you, the people.
Yeah, we let y'all
tell us
decide.
what you think.
But I'm gonna tell you right now. Young guys like John Morant and Trae Young I think are in that list, top 20.
Well, duh.
So,
that's not even a question.
Yeah, but I think they'd be ranked. Higher than Karl Anthony Towns because of where they took their teams. Wherever they took. Trae's been in the Eastern Conference Finals. But Ja's been the second round and beat.
But didn't Karl Anthony Towns make the playoffs before Ant-Man got there, like in 2016?
Yeah, he made the playoffs. Where's he been?
I'm just saying that would.
He lost to John Morant. He ain't been farther than the second round.
Didn't he make the playoffs? That was John Morant. What, first season playoffs?
But he made it to the third. And he made it to the third round.
Yeah, but I wouldn't put Ja ahead of Karl Anthony Towns. Not right now. Next season, he can do it. But we talking today in July.
He made it. Yeah, he didn't make it to John Morant. Didn't make it to the third round. He made it to the second round. I corrected myself. He made it to the second round.
Right.
But and then Karl Anthony Towns lost in the first round. I was mistaken in playing the Clippers for a round.
I would put Karl Anthony Towns ahead of Ja, and I would put him ahead of Trae. Just because he has.
You put him ahead of Trae?
Just because he has he's been in. I don't know. I'm kind of biased to vets.
No.
I give benefit. I give a little bit more benefit when you have a longer tenure.
Yeah, a longer tenure of sucking. Yeah. A longer tenure of sucking.
When you put it like that.
Cause think about it. Trae Young hasn't even been in the league for that long. He's already been to the Eastern Conference Finals. Karl Anthony Towns has been in the league for longer than him and hasn't done nearly the same. And honestly, if we're being honest, I'm not even speaking as a fan. I'm speaking facts. If Trae Young doesn't get hurt, the Hawks are in the finals that year. So I mean,
that's the truth.
I'm speaking facts because the Hawks because nobody could guard Trae Young. There was no answer like the Heat had for him this year. So if Trae took over a game, it was over with. But then Trae left because he got hurt, and he couldn't finish out that game because if he didn't get hurt that game, Jimmy's top 20.
Kyle Lowry top 20.
No.
He top 25?
30.
That's
a little biased. I don't really like Kyle Lowry, but I mean,
Hero. 25?
No.
30?
Well, I mean, he did win 6 man, so I give him 30. Maybe 25. 25.
Bam.
30.
Just don't like him.
Oh, I'm just saying there's so many. Like, look at what did Bam do in the playoffs?
That's true.
Big time players in a big time game, big time plays in big time games. That's the thing anywhere.
You need to re-say that.
Big time players make big time plays in big time games.
Yeah,
if you are a top 20 player and you don't perform in the playoffs, you can't be top 20.
I can see the logic.
Now Tyler Hero, I could see an argument for him top 20. I can see an argument because of how
he'll be like 19.
Because of how he performed in the playoffs. And he won 6th man of the year this year.
Maybe 20.
But, he hasn't been in the league that long.
That's true.
And you got to look at it like this. If you're a top 20 player, you have longevity of being a top 20 player. It's not like, boom, you're a top 20 player. You have to have
awards,
the pedigree. Not even awards. You just have to have the pedigree.
That adds to your the awards add to your pedigree.
Awards add to the pedigree, but you just got to be the dude. If I'm a top 20 player, that means any trade for you will be a blockbuster deal. First off, and you think about that, any trade for Tyler Hero right now wouldn't even be a blockbuster deal. It wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, I have Tyler Hero. It'd be like, nice, I got Tyler Hero. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like any top 20 player. It's like I come in the gym, you game plan for me. You know what I'm saying? Like your whole game plan is centered around what I do, whether it's my scoring, my defense, my vocability, the way I know the court. Yeah. Vocability? Is that a word?
No. I think the word you need to say is communication.
Communication. I think vocability is a word, but whatever.
Let's bring up Danny that nigga.
Okay. But honestly, I do think I don't know if Karl Anthony Towns is a top 20 player. I don't. Just because of I don't know. and this is not me for anybody that comes at me because they say I don't think he's a top 20 player. I'm not saying that he can't be. I think he's real talented. I think he's a real good big man. I think having Rudy Gobert this year could propel him into that because he could focus more on scoring and being a 4 than being a defensive 5 along with scoring. Because being a big man, because unless you're Shaq, where all I got to do is throw the ball up to you, you can dunk on whoever you want to. Being a big man, especially with Karl-Anthony Towns who can shoot, he wants to be able to space the floor. Fives don't space the floor like that. They're not supposed to. Mm-hmm. They're supposed to pack the paint in, control the paint defensively and offensively. Mm-hmm. And Rudy Gobert can open that up for their offense so Karl-Anthony Towns can focus on being a 4, someone who can space the floor and score on the inside when he wants to. So I think that'll open up.
Fact check of the day.
What?
Ability is not a word.
Okay, well,
college education wasted.
Whatever. But yeah, I do think that Karl-Anthony Towns could make that jump this year with adding a Rudy Gobert, who is a top 20 player, into their lineup, and also Ant-Man because defensive pressures go off a little bit when you add a defensive player of the year into your lineup.
And I don't know though. I feel like Patrick Beverly played a huge part in their season.
Maybe the dog mindset, but now
Rudy ain't got that.
But now they still got that.
Rudy kind of soft.
Well, Ant-Man can teach.
Rudy is soft. Rudy is soft.
I don't know if the defensive player of the year could be soft.
Rudy is a pro.
Now soft on offense, maybe.
I'm saying soft in general. He ain't got no type of. If I see Rudy Gobert in the street, I ain't gonna be scared of him. He gonna be tall and I'll chop him down at the knees.
I don't know about
Shaq. That's intimidation.
I don't know about that.
I see Shaq walking. Ooh.
Well, Shaq was wider than Rudy Gobert. He's a wider player.
I'm just talking about mentality wise, like that dog, that grit, that. You know what I mean?
Well, I still feel like okay.
Patrick Beverly brought that to Minnesota.
I'll give you that.
Patrick Beverly brought that to Minnesota.
I'll give you that.
And since Rudy Gobert is gone, and Rudy is there, Rudy don't play that.
Rudy Gobert had more of a dog mentality.
Rudy's like, hey, buddy,
I feel like they would have went better.
Want to play basketball today?
I feel like they would have beat the Mavs if he had more of a dog mentality. But
there'll be a lot of
but
teams
he's still defensive player of the year, and you gotta give him props for that. If you can't,
I guess
if you don't give him props to that, then how can you? I mean,
it's gonna be interesting to see how that works though, because the personalities is so different.
Yeah,
like everybody on Minnesota's team, they all have like kind of like the same mind in terms of like that grit. And Carl Towns kind of soft in the playoffs. He had his soft moments, but he still understands what being a dog is.
Right.
I ain't never seen Rudy get nobody face for real.
True, and that's the problem that Shaq had with him, because a lot of people were comparing him to Shaq. And Shaq didn't like that because of the nature of his play.
Well, all right, that was enough of that NBA talk. Back to my favorite sport, football.
Oh my.
If you haven't heard, in the NCAA, USC and UCLA have officially joined the Big Ten in the year 2024. This all's happening after last year, Texas and Oklahoma decided they were going to make the move from the Big 12 to the SEC. So now the question is, which conference do you think has the upper hand? The Big 10 adding USC and UCLA, or the SEC adding Texas and Oklahoma?
SEC for sure. It's not even a debate. It's not even a.
Well, the Big Ten has more money.
It's not.
They have more money.
SEC is already the most profitable conference within.
But I'm just saying, in terms of the individual schools, they like schools like Ohio State, Michigan. Those boosters skip a lot.
And also, and this is something that we could go into a whole nother episode too. But also, when you think about NIL deals, how that plays into why Texas and Oklahoma and UCLA and all them made their moves is because they want to be more marketable to these kids that are coming up,
like Archie Manning,
like Archie Manning, who went to Texas, who is becoming part of the SEC.
Right
now in Texas, they haven't been like a winning team for a long time, since like Sam Ellinger and stuff like that. So
and
like,
that wasn't even really winning. They just made a bowl game.
yeah. So like,
Texas is back.
So he's going there because they're moving to the SEC because who's he going to play? He's going to be, and I'd imagine they'll be part of the SEC West. So they'll probably play at Alabama. They'll definitely play Alabama, Auburn, all these different types of. Well, not Auburn.
Is LSU in there?
Well, yeah.
LSU in the West or East?
Yeah, LSU is in the West.
Yeah.
LSU.
Okay, you ain't got to do that.
No, wait.
Oh, I thought you were trying to be smart.
LSU might be in the East. I think they're in the West because Georgia played LSU in the SEC championship, so they're in the West. And then you got who else? Ole Miss over there, and in the East you got Missouri, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, people like that, Vanderbilt, South Carolina, and the West is pretty much everybody else.
Yeah, the West is the Bamas, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Mississippi State, A&M, Auburn, and LSU. So Oklahoma will probably go in the East. Texas will go in the West.
Sure. Yeah. So you add a team to each
division.
End. So Texas will be playing some big market SEC teams because all SEC teams are a big market. You got Texas A&M who's coming up, who's doing pretty good stuff. Had a really good recruiting class.
Yeah, they're
this
number
year.
one.
So I mean, I just think the moving around to conferences is playing to the NIL capability because if you look at it, none of these moving started happening until NIL was introduced.
Yeah, because it plays it plays a role. It plays a huge role.
So these teams are moving to more marketable conferences so they can become the big ticket school to come to, or they just know that the player, if they come, they can, a part of their recruiting process would be, hey, you come here, you play, you do good, you'll probably get a big NIL deal.
Or you get drafted.
Yeah, I mean, or you get drafted, but a lot of players are taking, looking at NIL deals, and does that take away authenticity to the college game? Maybe. That's a discussion for another time, though. But
I guess so. We should have a college football episode.
Yeah, we'll probably have a college football series. That's what we're gonna do. A little.
Oh yeah, it is getting to that time.
Yeah, a little series. To that time. Yeah, and then covering the moves and everything. That's something that we're planning on doing too, just now. But yeah. So like, what do you think about the moves, Camden?
I don't like it in terms of the Big Ten. I don't like that move for USC and UCLA because of the fact their conference is all based in the north and the northeast, part of the USA. And you got USC and UCLA that's going to be coming from California and having to fly back and forth every, game to try to play each other. Mm-hmm. I just feel like that's not going to be very... and then you also got to remember, these folks are students, right? When we get to November, December, around finals, those kids from UCLA and USC gonna have a game in Michigan. So you gotta fly across the country and then take a final when you get back, or take a final while you on a plane. That's just a lot going. I just think that's a lot.
It's happened before. Well said. I remember Duke when they played in the March Madness tournament. They won. They had to take finals on going back. I'm just saying it's not in the ordinary. I feel like that part of it, being a student athlete, is not anything out of the ordinary. But I do get the travel thing and because how everyone's used to.
Because think about it, it's gonna be you're gonna every game that USC and UCLA plays on the road is a different time zone. Mm-hmm. So that's gonna equate to jet lag. Mm-hmm. And then when you play on a Saturday, fly back on Sunday, then you got school on Monday, mm-hmm. you're gonna be kind of messed up. And then let's say you got a game where it's like 2 back-to-backs. And you're going to be in Ohio, and then you play like a Rutgers. So now you're going to be in Ohio, then you got to go to New Jersey, and then you got to come back to California. It's going to be a lot. And then you got the COVID thing. You traveling in November and October to the north, mm-hmm. it's going to be cold. And then you got to go back to California with 75 and sunny every day. Mm-hmm. Y'all going to be sick. Hey, people do what they want to do. It's for the money, to be honest. It's all for the money.
It's
all for the money.
But I feel like teams.
But I don't think it's gonna affect in terms of the NIL, the movement conferences, the money. I don't think it's gonna affect truly the heart of college football, like the passion from fans and all stuff. Like I don't see college football turning into the NFL. Like
No.
NFL, people don't really care about the NFL. Like we're gonna be honest, like you care about it, but it's not like college football care. It's not, because college football players, they getting paid like maybe like a couple of thousands here and there, depending on what they have. Well, depending on what their school makes in terms of boosters. Because there's a thing called the collective where each player gets around the same amount of money.
But that's the thing.
Now, some players like a Bryce Young who might have opportunities to get other deals because he's a Heisman Trophy. You know, he has all the accolades and everything. They'll get a little bit more, of course, but for the most part, all of them are going to get paid around the same amount if you're not a star athlete. So it's not like the NFL where you have everybody making $10 million.
Well, the NIL, name, image, and likeness properties of it means that you can profit on things using your name, image, and likeness.
Yeah,
it
but
means that you can do ads, you can do commercials. So a kid,
yeah, but I'm
so
just
that
saying
means
it's
Bryce
not gonna
Young,
be.
that means a Bryce Young can sign a contract with Gatorade and still be eligible to be drafted.
Yes.
So that's what. But what I'm saying,
I don't think it's going to affect the product on the field.
I think it is, because I think, and like I said, we can get into all of the factors in another episode. But I think the number one factor of it is that what's going to control kids going to what school and what schools they pick is the amount of money they think they can make.
Okay, so with that, I can agree with you here. I can give you this. It will affect the product on the field in terms of competition, because you're going to have schools like a Cincinnati, schools like the Houston Cougars, small schools like Memphis, Tulane. Athletes not going to go to those schools.
Right.
They're going to go to the schools that's going to give them
That's
the
what I'm
most
saying.
money. It's going to affect that, but I don't think it's going to affect in terms of the quality of the college football experience, if that makes sense. Like in terms of people showing up and the pageantry of a college football game compared to an NFL game. Well, because college football has been a business all along.
But what I think, contrast to what you're saying is that if my team, like you said, Memphis, Tulane, I'll even put UCF in there. If I got a low market team and no high ranked players that have marketability to go to the NFL are coming to my team, that usually means your team, unless you're filled with a conference.
Well, we know what's going to end up happening.
Unless you're filled with a conference with other teams that are the same like.
Yeah, that's what's going to end up happening. They're going to end up splitting.
They're going to have to if they want to keep the same, because the difference between NFL and college is because college, not only do you have a school surrounding you have these college towns surrounding you, and they have a really big sense of pride in their team. Now, if you have a team that doesn't do good because you're not getting the amount of players because of these NIL deals that are making players either sign to colleges where they think that they're gonna get a Gatorade signing or something like that, or using the transfer portal, because the transfer portal is even easier these days than it used to be. You can transfer from a school and be playing next season. Like I could transfer if I was at Georgia and wanted to transfer to Florida, I could transfer right now and be playing next season, because that's how easy the transfer portal is right now.
But see, now you're bouncing. Now you're talking about transfer.
But
I'm talking about the NIL deals like Gatorade, Nike. Those things are going to be hard for you to get as a freshman. Those deals are things that maybe Archie Manning may get something like that. I highly doubt it. But those are the type of player, like you would have to be a high. I'm talking about the average college athlete.
I know, but
not the quarterback.
When you think about college football, there's a reason why you have that. Where there's a 3-year. Where you have to stay on the team for 3 years, or stay playing college football for 3 years before you can get drafted. And a lot of coaches try to use that as, I can develop you for at least 1.5 of those years, and then let you play for the other 1.5, and then you do you. Now, kids coming in, if you come in, and one of the recruiting factors was, hey, you can make some good NIL business deals at this school. Cool. I come in as a freshman and don't play, but then, like, I'm at Florida, I come in as a freshman and don't play, and then like Alabama's like, hey, you come here, you're gonna play. Like, we need you.
But that's more about
I'm
playing.
gone.
But that's about playing. That's not about money.
Yeah, but you're not going to get the money if you don't play.
But you get money regardless because that's what the
But
collective is.
I'm talking about the big I'm talking about the
You
big
don't get
market
those.
deals.
You can play and not get a big market deal. Big market deals is for big time play. That's for a player that's going to be a Heisman Trophy winner, a player that's going to be one of the top athletes in college football. Those deals are only going to those athletes. Outside of that, you're going to have college athletes who's going to be promoting the local bakery, the local grocery store. It's going to be something that like the collective that the school pays each player the same amount, where it's like $1,200, $3,200, something like that. That's what most athletes are going to get. You worry about the big college market, the big deals on stuff. That's not normal. That's going to go to the athletes that are not normal. That's going to go to your Heisman Trophy. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't think that plays that much of a role because you know who you are. Like, as an athlete, you know if you're a Bryce Young or a Will Anderson, and you also know if you the dude that's gonna be heading out waters and towels.
But I know that you got a lot of people. Like, let's just take the first 15 guys that was selected in the NFL draft right now. So you could definitely say that not all of them were up for a Heisman, but they were definitely.
But what dudes
they
do
were
you
definitely
know
the top. They're definitely the top 15 sought after dudes.
But what dudes
in the
do you
draft
know they got during the college football season?
Well, I'm saying the NIL capabilities and stuff that's going on is new. But as it progresses,
but you said the top 15 guys from this draft class.
Yeah, I'm saying
so they had NIL.
I'm saying. Let me finish. Dang. So if you take the top 15 guys from this draft. From this draft, and let's say one of them feels like they're not being played enough at their school, do you or do you not think that they will leave their school and go to another school where they will play and most likely get a better NIL deal than the deal that they have now, and they're not playing?
But see, my thing is, you're talking about playing time. That's different.
Playing time,
NIL money,
NIL deals. Because guess what? Those people.
But think about it. You can play every game in college football. You can play every game and not be worth the doggone thing.
That's true. But the
playing time don't even matter.
I'm talking about the first 15 people selected in the draft. Obviously, are worth something. Are they not?
The picks in the draft are worth something, yes.
Yeah, the players that were picked. The players that were picked. Are they not worth something? The first 15 players in the first round in the NFL draft, are they not worth something?
Yeah.
Yes, they're worth something. So if they're worth something and they're worth something, obviously you got to be on the field to show that you can play. So if you're on the field and show that you're not getting that playing time, you feel like you should be getting that playing time, feel like you can make a difference, then what's to stop me from leaving my school? But there's no sense of pride within the athlete if I want to leave because of playing time, because of the ideals.
Like Nakobe Dean was considered one of the top linebackers in the college football last season.
Right.
What major deal did he sign while he was in college?
That's different. I'm telling you, NIL is fresh. NIL is fresh. I'm saying as it progresses. Why do you think Texas and Oklahoma are moving to the SEC?
What was Bryce Young's major deal when he was in college football?
He's still in there, so he still has a chance to sign one.
He does, but I'm saying like during that Heisman campaign, what was a major deal that he signed?
I'm saying
that you know it.
Cam. NIL
you know what Nakobe
Dean
first signed with?
NIL
and Trayvon Walker and Jordan Davis?
Who?
What's the law firm right here in Atlanta? John Morgan. That was their first one. Morgan and Morgan. That ain't no Gatorade. That ain't no Coke. That ain't no Pepsi. That ain't no Dr. Pepper.
Because the NIL is being tested out. It's fresh.
No, but those are Jordan Davis was a top pick.
I know he's a top pick, but I'm talking about NIL is fresh and people are testing the waters. They're trying to see how it's going to work. And once they see and if it's going to work how people think it works, you see how Texas and Oklahoma are moving. And they moved at the start of the NIL deals. Now, did they plan this? Did they just, because it really just kind of came out the blue that they were moving. So I think
they were talking about it, and it was an ambush.
It was an ambush. But I think the onset of the NIL deals made this a thing. That's why I truly believe that the onset of the NIL deals made teams go ahead and move.
I agree that play a factor, and it plays a factor with. That's why you have an Archie Manning.
But my question is, if you know that it plays a factor in teams moving conferences to be more marketable, how do you think that it's not going to affect the authenticity of the college football game?
Well, I was talking more of like if you go to an NFL game, right? There is no marching band. There is no, like people show up late for NFL games. NFL games aren't always sold out every week. Where in college football, I don't think that's going to affect that. I think people are still going to show up because college, you have an attachment to it because you graduated from there. You have memories there. That's some place where when you get old and have kids, you don't take your kids to the college. Oh, when I back in my day, we used to run around this part right here. We used to go to the game. That's something that's an emotional attachment. So I don't think NIL will affect the overall theme of what college football is at heart. Whereas in the NFL, it's strictly a business. They don't care what team you root for. They just want your money and the butts and seats. Whereas in college, they do care. If you're an alumni, they have alumni weekends. There's homecomings. It's things like that. That's what I'm saying. I don't think NIL will affect all of that. That's all I was saying.
Okay, I mean, it's understandable, but I think it remains to be seen how deep it goes because you see, you got a teams moving. You got schools moving into different divisions.
That's just for the schools to get money.
I mean, true, but also, if I'm a school and I know, like, I'm Texas or Oklahoma, they've been winning, but, they want to increase the level of competition they play. They also want, in Texas, who hasn't been winning, but also wants to still be a big market team, a move to the SEC makes sense, especially with players being able to get paid for their name, image, and likeness. Now, you can come to this school, and we don't even have to be that good, but you're going to play Alabama. If you do good and shine against Alabama, you're going to get some name, image, and likeness deals. You're going to get some draftability. You're going to get some draftability, but I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think Texas is going to be that successful.
They might not, but they will still get people who come, and that's all you need. That's all you need. And in that case, if you
they showed it lose to Kansas.
In that case, if Texas mess around and get a really good recruiting class, exactly. You got Archie Manning.
But I believe they sold Archie Manning on the fact that they're going to the SEC because I'm just thinking about the whole family, right? Granddad was at Ole Miss, Eli was at Ole Miss, Peyton was at Tennessee. Like your family is an SEC family, and honestly, I figured if he wasn't going to Texas, I thought he was going to try to go to Georgia because he did come out and say that he really enjoyed his time when he visited Georgia. I thought he was going to go to Georgia. And I was like, that would have been nice for Georgia because Stetson Bennett, I know he just won the championship, but he ain't.
Yeah. But it remains to be seen about NIL deals. And this is another thing that we can get into in later episodes. But we're going to go ahead and wrap this episode up. It was fun being on our first episode of YouTube.
Make sure to get you a shirt. Cash App us.
Get you a shirt. Yeah.
What's up?
We got a lot of things coming for the rest of the summer. Why don't you go ahead and tell them our next interview, Camden?
The next interview is a surprise. It's a wait and see. Just wait and see.
But you're definitely gonna be surprised. We're definitely expanding to different sports, different areas of sports, how sports affects life around us. Just like the conversation we were having about college football. How does that affect the nature of things? Just a lot of things coming from us. Make sure to blow us up. Make sure to refer us to a friend. The audio for this is gonna be on wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, and any other podcast apps you get. And the video for this is going to be on YouTube, the video right now. So check us out. And also, we got a TikTok. Since we last talked, we got TikTok. We're at Real Talk with Steven and Camden. We're going to try to shorten that username, but it's a little long. But if you type
we'll put the link down below.
Yeah, we'll put the link down below to our TikTok. And you'll see a lot of clips from this YouTube video and also clips from our time with the Falcons this summer, and also just other things that we've done between the last time we've talked to y'all. But with that being said, we appreciate y'all joining us for this episode, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.